Hello, everyone. This is Chef Feeder at Matisse. For those that haven't met me before or are thinking about coming to Matisse for a special occasion, people always come here for special occasions, birthdays, anniversaries. I've had a lot of people get engaged here. So I've had that over the years, and I've been here for 37 years. I've created a special place here, and I want you to feel like you're coming into my home, like passion for cooking. It's always been there to some sense. I started cooking for myself at home and something I enjoyed. And then I started cooking for friends. And I worked for Nokia, which is a Finnish company. We did fiber optics. We made cable. And Coconut was the company I worked for, New Jersey. We created cable and optic fibers and things for the energy sector or the country. But it never really was my passion. If it wasn't something that I really loved, cooking was. And in my 30s, I decided, I think I'm going to go to culinary school. So I went to French culinary in Manhattan, which was a very small school at the time. It was one floor. It was on the corner of Broadway and Grand. It was very special. It was French teachers. They did small classes. And you went through 3 sections. Intermediate, we learned how to hold a knife and how to use a knife. Then you went into the middle where you started doing some pastries and then learning how to put things together. And there was a third part of the course, which was actually cooking for the restaurant that was part of the school. It's come a long way since I was there. I went in late 86 and I graduated top of my class. We started with I think it was a group of 30 plus students in the class, and we only graduated 7. And I graduated first in my class, which would have allowed me to go to France for 2 years and go to the school that was connected to France, but I chose not to. I had bills to pay, as we all do. I wasn't 18 anymore. I was in my mid-30s. I had mortgages. I had car payments. I had responsibilities. So I went to work in New York. My first stop was La Reserve, where I learned how to be fast. It was a kitchen that was a pre-theater kitchen. It's not there anymore. So we used to do anywhere between 400 and 600 covers a night. That's moving in the kitchen. So I didn't cook there. I was what they called in a French kitchen a tournée. And basically what I did was I would season the food, pass it to the chef, and the chef would cook it. Then when he was done, he would turn around and I would plate it. So that was my function in that kitchen. And then I went to work for David Boulay. He was down in Tribeca. David had just opened his restaurant. There was a strange dynamic because I was actually 1 year older than him. He was a young chef who was very passionate about his food. And it's where I really learned technique of how to make food sing, how to make it interesting, how to make it an experience. And learned a lot from Dave, which I would have stayed in New York, but just that commute got to me a lot of hours back. I decided I'd go from my old place. So I looked in the paper, and I had lived in Rutherford years ago, and I saw this little place for sale. It's affordable. I said, I live in Rutherford. Take a look at it. That's how I ended up here. We started as a restaurant called Park Avenue. It was a little French bistro. Back in like 87, there were no cooking shows. So people either wanted pasta or chicken or salad, none of which I cooked. But I stuck to my guns and we built a customer base that would follow it. Regulars, those that come, now their kids have grown up and they're coming. And their kids are now starting to grow up and coming. So it's been a pretty amazing experience. Part of what I do, passion of cooking, is passion I feel with people and how they care about what we do here and how we do it. The feedback we get is a motivator to keep going. I'm 70. I still feel pretty good. I had a knee replacement last year. It's been challenging, but still working. Loving it. My wife is a little younger than me, so there's no reason to retire just yet. Keep doing it. As long as I love it. I still love cooking. I'm not sure if I love all the other aspects of business, but the cooking is still fun. It's still fun creating dishes. And people are always asking me when I'm going to write a cookbook. And I had some thoughts during my knee surgery. I started putting them down on paper and I decided I'm not going to write a cookbook. I'm going to write a book about what inspired me to become a chef and what inspires my dishes. So you could look for that book in the future because it's something that a lot of notes on. It's something really start sitting down next couple months and giving us a full paper. Again, Chef Peter, for those that don't know me, we'd like to get to know you, spend some time at Matisse. There's only a few weeks left in this beautiful garden. And then, of course, there's the jewel box room, which is a beautiful room. There's our main dining room. And then the front room, as we call it, Moroccan room. It really isn't any different. Food is no different. But Matisse had a period in his life where he went to Spain and Morocco. And this is just an interpretive inspiration of his artwork, as well as the back dining. It's an inspiration of his artwork. We use that big, bold colors of Matisse to fill the dishes that we put in our dining with colors, the textures we produce, create the art that we create in our little kitchen. Chef Peter, signing off, Artful Cuisine. See you soon.